Strong to severe storms continue to track their way across the bluegrass. Coming up, I'll break down the flash flooding threat and whether or not that sticks around for the second half of the weekend.
That's why I say I'm the greatest. I'm a poet. I'm a movie star.
Many are celebrating the life of Muhammad Ali tonight, how he's being remembered in his hometown of Louisville. It has been more than a year since deputies found a couple shot to death in their home. Tonight, they think they've found the shooter.
We've been waiting a long time for it to happen.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Rain continues to pour. Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We have been tracking strong storms rolling across the state, which is why our First Alert Severe Weather Day continues. We begin tonight with WKYT's Mike Linden.
Well, Kristen, it only continues for a little bit longer. We have seen this flash flooding threat greatly diminish over the past several hours, but there are still a few spots in Kentucky dealing with heavy rain and seeing quite a bit of lightning, that being southern and southeastern Kentucky. Right now, Laurel County, spots near Pulaski County getting a light show this evening and finding that heavy rain really not going much of anywhere. This will continue to track its way eastward toward the southeastern mountains as our evening rolls on. Otherwise, in other spots in the Commonwealth, Rowan County now getting another round of heavy rainfall, still within the range for our flash flood watch. But now, as you can see, most of that active weather has pushed eastward. Still another blast coming in from the west, developing a little bit over the BG Parkway. So you might see that overnight tonight in spots in central Kentucky. But that heavy rain threat is almost all but over. And I set this up just a few minutes ago. Looks like that flash flood watch has expired. Not dealing with it anymore, but it looks like we will continue to deal with wet weather into Sunday as well. Coming up, I'll break down what the second half of the first weekend of June has in store for you. Kristen?
Mike, he will be remembered for his powerful jabs in the ring and outside of it. People from all over the world are still mourning the death of boxing legend Muhammad Ali. In his hometown of Louisville, a makeshift memorial outside his childhood home is growing. CBS's Kenneth Craig shows us how the city is honoring their hometown hero in our top story at 11.
Diane Volpe called Muhammad Ali Louisville, Kentucky's greatest.
He was for all people. It didn't matter what the color of your skin was.
And she told us she'll never forget what an honor it was to meet him, not once, but twice.
He just was the sweetest man I've ever met.
She was just one in a steady stream of fans who left cards and flowers outside the Muhammad Ali Center in downtown Louisville. Ali died Friday night in Phoenix after suffering from respiratory problems. The icon had battled Parkinson's disease for decades.
This memorial outside of the center, built in his honor, turned into a celebration of his life today that's impacted fans far beyond the city.
That's why I say I'm the greatest. I'm a poet. I'm a movie star. I'm an actor. I'm a fighter. And most of all, I'm pretty.
Ali wasn't known for his humility. Long before he became a three-time world heavyweight champion, he knew he was destined for greatness. In a 60 Minutes interview with Ed Bradley, his wife described his connection with fans.
We have asked Muhammad, actually, to be efficient, if we could get a stamp or a machine that will do his autograph, but he refuses.
On Saturday, the mayor of Louisville ordered the flag outside of City Hall to be lowered to half-staff to honor the hometown hero. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Louisville, Kentucky.
Funeral arrangements for Ali are set for Friday afternoon at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. The service will be translated and streamed on the internet. Former President Bill Clinton, Billy Crystal, and Bryant Gumbel will give eulogies at his funeral. To read about Ali's legacy and his passing, visit our website, WKYT.com. We are tracking two developing stories tonight. The first in southern Kentucky. Deputies in Laurel County have charged a man in connection with a year-old double murder. Deputies say 34-year-old Bradley Lawson shot and killed Donnie and Sharon Jackson and then set their house on fire. New at 11, WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is talking to deputies about what led up to the arrest.
We've been waiting a long time for it to happen.
I mean, we wanted to get somebody.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office breathing a sigh of relief.
Everything came together yesterday. Everything that we needed came together, and we had enough to get an arrest warrant.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office tells us having this case unsolved for so long was something that was unsettling for the community.
2 people were killed. The people in that community and in Laurel County too were fearful because is there somebody out running the roads that has killed somebody?
It's been a big case for them for more than a year's time. Countless hours put into tracking down who shot and killed Donnie and Sharon Jackson.
It was a home invasion, if you will, and Donnie Jackson fought back and he killed him for that.
Police say Bradley Lawson wanted to rob the couple. They say he was an acquaintance. Lawson now faces 2 counts of murder, robbery, tampering with evidence, and arson. Friends of the Jacksons at AMVETS Post 116 say they think Lawson has been in a time or 2. They just miss their friends.
Sharon was nice. She was a nice lady. Donnie, he was just one of us, one of the family here. We're usually a big family.
In Laurel County, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Lawson was already in the Laurel County Detention Center on an unrelated charge. We are also tracking the investigation into a body found beside a creek in Montgomery County. The sheriff tells us a fisherman found the body near the water under the Slate Creek Bridge by Bedford Road around 1:45 this afternoon. The body is now in Frankfort for an autopsy. They are still trying to determine an identity on the body, but the sheriff says the victim is a man. He says he is confident the death was a homicide. Back to the weather now. Several counties across the region are picking up what storms left behind. Our crews found this damage near London on Tomcat Trail. Strong winds blew the roof off a barn there. The property owner says winds damaged both his barn and greenhouse.
I saw it was coming and I thought I needed to shut my greenhouse down, and I went into the greenhouse, and before I could do anything, the storm was on us.
The property owner waited the storm out in that greenhouse. And check out these photos from Bath County. The emergency management director says strong winds damaged homes and even knocked over an outbuilding at the Oakley Road, Wyoming Road intersection. The winds also took down several trees. No injuries were reported. New tonight, Lexington police are looking for a man wanted for an assault. Police say 2 men were arguing at an apartment on Cambridge Drive around 7:30 when one of them stabbed the other in the neck. The victim went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they know who they are looking for, but they have not tracked him down. That man will face assault charges. State police say a man has died in a motorcycle crash in Anderson County. Around 1 this afternoon, troopers say 47-year-old Donald Kurtzinger lost control on a curve on Bonds Mill Road. They tell us Kurtzinger's motorcycle hit a tree. Kurtzinger died from his injuries. Troopers say he was not wearing a helmet. Friends and family packed a Lexington church today to say goodbye to 4 members of a family killed 2 weeks ago in a crash in Texas. Israel Avalar and his 3 sons, Kevin, Daniel, and Matthew, lost their lives in that crash. The wreck injured Israel's wife, his mother, and one of his daughters. Today, hundreds filled Clays Mill Road Baptist Church to pay their respects. Pastor Jeff Fugit shared his memories of the family.
These boys called their mother my queen. His big, brown, sparkling eyes spoke more than words could say.
Avalar's wife Hilda and their daughters Kimberly and Bibian attended the funeral. Israel's mother, who was also hurt in the crash, was not there. She is still recovering in Texas. The family plans to have a memorial service in a couple of months. Still to come on WKYT, a lot of people are braving scattered storms to support Relay for Life in Lexington.
It is a WKYT First Alert severe weather day. Things are winding down, but we are still seeing heavy rainfall in some spots in the bluegrass. It's been that way almost all day today, and that will continue on through the rest of our Saturday and into the very early morning hours of Sunday. Right now, we look toward the Corbin area, the Laurel County area, getting a light show late in the evening right now close to London. This red color here, that being the heavy rainfall, and that is continuing on its way toward the southeastern mountains. So eventually spots like Pike, Pike, Harlan, Bell counties, those spots are going to get in on the heavy rain and the lightning. We look north toward Rowan County. Another round of heavy rain now beginning to push eastward along I-64 toward Pike County. Rowan County has seen the wet weather almost all day long and still seeing more of it through the evening hours. Things have certainly winded down, though. We did see this band begin the afternoon just to the west of Louisville. It has slowly worked its way eastward, and now it looks like another band is trying to set up out behind it over the Jefferson County area right now, tracking its way eastward along the BG Parkway. So more than likely you're going to fall asleep to some rainfall overnight tonight, and it looks like the car will be wet to kick off our Sunday morning as well. Temperature-wise, we are still really holding on to that warmth. Those clouds have not gone anywhere. The upper 60s, low 70s. This is where we started off our day as far as overnight lows go, and looks like we're still there into the evening hours. Overnight tonight, that's when the rainfall is going to work its way toward the southeastern mountains, pretty much park itself there till early in the morning tomorrow, and then central Kentucky gets back in on the fun. Those scattered showers really working to fire up again, and as far as the thunderstorms go, that will once again be a threat heading into the afternoon for eastern and southeastern Kentucky. Notice how these models have them scattered, but they're seemingly in a line. We're more than likely going to see those storms connecting and forming a line by tomorrow afternoon. And then notice again tomorrow afternoon for central Kentucky, kind of all over the place. We'll more than likely once again see pop-up thunderstorms developing and pushing eastward as our day goes on. Looks like the rain threat isn't going to be as widespread, but nonetheless we're still looking at yet another day of wet weather before a cold front works its way into the bluegrass to clear things up and pretty much set us up for what looks to be a very nice looking second half to our weekend. Let's jump back to the 7-day forecast here, and it looks like things are going to slowly improve. A cold front, as I mentioned, working to hit the reset button on the region and take care of that humidity that we've been feeling almost each and every day, Chris. And I know it might feel like South Carolina, might feel like home to you, but I am done with this humidity, sick of it.
You got a couple more days of it.
That's right.
The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life Festival of Hope is still underway tonight out at Masterson Station Park. The event runs until midnight. It will not continue into Sunday like it has in years past. Muhammad Ali made several appearances at UK basketball games. Lee K revisits those moments next on Game Time.
Coming up on this heavyweight edition of WKYT Game Time, we look back on the life of Muhammad Ali, which included a stop at Rupp Arena. Another iconic figure, the Commissioner's Trophy, is in town. We'll explain. And this group of Wildcats heads west to try to do something that's never been done at UK. We'll have all that and more coming up on WKYT Game Time. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali transcended the sport of boxing, a Kentucky native who became world known thanks to his rope-a-dope fighting style and his outspoken nature. Ali died Friday night at the age of 74. Vanita Nair has more on Ali's life and turbulent career.
I told you I was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
He could talk and box with the best. It was that 1-2 combination that lifted Muhammad Ali to heights few athletes or individuals ever reach.
That's why I say I'm the greatest. I'm a poet, I'm a movie star, I'm an actor, I'm a fighter, and most of all, I'm pretty.
When he spoke those words, his name was Cassius Clay, a boxing phenom raised in Louisville and headed for stardom. After winning gold at the 1960 Olympics in Rome, Clay shocked the world when he beat Sonny Liston to capture his first heavyweight title.
Stopping it, that might be all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
After he beat Liston, Clay announced his conversion to Islam, reintroducing himself as Muhammad Ali. That change of faith also changed the course of Ali's life.
Even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam.
Citing religious beliefs, Ali refused military service in Vietnam. He was convicted of draft evasion and stripped of his boxing license. The boxer took his case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court and was eventually vindicated, but not before losing 3 years in the prime of his career. Ali's much-anticipated return to the ring saw the ex-champ regain his crown an unprecedented 2 more times. Ali battled Joe Frazier 3 times, including the legendary Thrilla in Manila. But many say Ali's greatest boxing moment came in Zaire, Africa, when the aging boxer introduced the rope-a-dope strategy that wore down George Foreman and opened the door for Ali's shocking 8th-round knockout. During his career, and especially after, Ali created an aura that transcended sports. He donated millions to charity and became a goodwill ambassador for Islam and the United States. But the later years were not kind to Ali. Parkinson's disease severely slowed his speech and movements, and he rarely appeared in public. Ironically, a man who used his sharp tongue to become an international celebrity became a man of few words. In 1996, he was chosen to light the flame at the Atlanta Olympics. 9 years later, President Bush awarded Ali the Medal of Freedom for his lifetime achievements. Happy birthday to you. In 2012, friends gathered for his 70th birthday party. The former champ insisted on going, even though he could do little more than wave. And as always, Ali loved being in the spotlight.
And the Louisville, Kentucky native made appearances in several UK games over the years, including a game at Rupp Arena in 1995. Ali was in town to help ease racial tensions after a police officer-involved shooting. Ali was on the UK bench on February the 18th that night, watching the Wildcats knock off Florida by 10. He would walk to center court, and with the help of a couple of UK cheerleaders, the greatest of all time made the traditional Y, spelling out Kentucky. An unbelievable moment in UK basketball history. Ali was also on hand at Freedom Hall back in 1986 when Rex Chapman had his coming out party against Louisville. UK handed Denny Crum his worst loss at Louisville that night. Chapman had 26 points. UK won by 34. Look at him just sitting amongst the fans in the crowd. And speaking of Chapman, he went to Twitter last night saying, "My earliest memories of sports and television are of him. 5, 6 years old and completely mesmerized. Hashtag Kentucky proud." John Calipari said on Twitter, "Muhammad Ali's passing is a sad day for our world. The champ. Thoughts and prayers to Lonnie and the Ali family." Well, Ali had the ability to unite people and never stopped fighting. Coming up next, the UK track and field team is headed to nationals next week. Game Time continues after this timeout. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $260 million. What Edric Floreal has done with the UK track program in just 4 short years is nothing short of amazing. His women's team is ranked #1 3 times this season, and after finishing as the national runner-up in the outdoor events last year, this season the Wildcats can't sneak up on anyone. UK will send 16 women to the NCAAs in Eugene, Oregon this week. The #2 ranked Cats are the legitimate contender for the school's first ever national title.
We have a real team now, and I think we have a lot of bullets. I think somebody said that Kentucky has a lot of bullets. Yeah, but they got to hit the target. You know, you can shoot big bullets and miss. Doesn't do any damage, so you got to shoot the bullets you have and hit the target. So I feel more confident about this team because we have more bodies, we have more athletes, we have more people.
We really are building something special. Everything has changed this year. We have younger girls, and Coach has changed his way of coaching and mentoring us, and we've changed a lot going into the Nationals.
A special visitor was in Lexington this weekend. The Kansas City Royals 2015 World Series trophy making a stop at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. The trophy is visiting each of the Royals affiliates, including their single-A affiliate, Lexington Legends. The Legends are in their 4th season as the affiliate of the World Series champion Kansas City Royals.
We're not far enough away that fans from Lexington could come to, and we hope that they will come to Kauffman Stadium and see the Royals play. It's great to be in a town like Lexington, to be able to have an affiliate in a place like this that is following the team and is a great sports town all in all.
Legends were at home tonight hosting the Rome Braves. Bottom of the second, Ben Johnson delivers a solo blast to the party deck in right field. Game was tied at 1 and the skies were still dry. Bottom of the fourth we go, and Xavier Fernandez rips a liner to the wall in left. Johnson will come in to score. The game was tied at 2 at that point, but Mother Nature said, it's my turn. The skies would open up. This one was a victory for Mother Nature. The game was suspended, tied at 2 in the fifth. The game will not be made up. Lexington Catholic product Ben Revere and the Washington Nationals visiting the Reds this weekend. Revere leading off in the first. He sends this one deep to right center field. But Billy Hamilton there with a leaping catch, crashing into the wall. Revere says, hey, I've done that a time or two. Great concentration, though, by Hamilton for the first out of the ball game. Reds were down 2-0 in the second inning. Here's Jay Bruce. And that is a solo home run off Steven Strasburg. The lead is cut in half. It was still 2-1 in the sixth. Joey Votto does one better. The 2-run shot off Strasburg to give Cincinnati the 3-2 lead. Following the lengthy rain delay, now tied at 3-3, Adam Duvall does one better than Votto. How about a 3-run shot to the upper deck? Not many fans on hands to see it, but it still counts the same. Reds win 6-3. The Golden State Warriors took Game 1 of the NBA Finals on Thursday night. Now the Cavaliers will look to even up the series in Game 2 on Sunday. Cleveland held Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to a combined 20 points, but the difference was the Warriors' bench production, outscoring the Cavs 45-10. That combined with 17 costly turnovers, something LeBron says his team must fix for Game 2.
We have to be more sharp than we were in Game 1, and that's not saying we weren't sharp. We played some really good basketball, but we made too many mistakes. And as I stated after the game on Thursday night, 17 turnovers for 25 points. Doesn't matter if you hold Steph and Klay under 10. Doesn't matter if Sean Livingston gets 20 or Iguodala and all those guys play great. Or even if they didn't play so great, you cannot give up 25 points off turnovers on the road.
Former Wildcat Charles Matthews recently announced he's leaving UK. The latest on where he may be transferring to next on Game Time. Former Wildcat Charles Matthews will visit a pair of schools in the coming weeks. According to CBS Sports, Matthews will visit Michigan next weekend, and he'll visit Xavier in the following weekend. Matthews announced he would transfer out of UK despite playing in every game last season. Former UK women's signee Lindsay Corsaro has decided to play at UCLA. Corsaro originally committed to the Wildcats, but she was granted a release after several players and coaches left the program. And former UK center Ivana Jacobsova has transferred to Southern Cal. The 6'6" Jacobsova played in 24 games for the Wildcats. And that does it for this edition of Game Time. Good night, Kentucky.